Oh my god, dude, this Brock Purdy stuff is killing me, man. It's absolutely killing me, dude. I'm getting sad, bro. But there's actually good optimism coming from this situation. There's some good, there's some bad. Let's go ahead and jump into a direct quote from John Lynch at an owners meeting. This is the full quote of people asking him questions about the Brock Purdy situation, and here is his response. So let's go ahead and jump into that. At the end of the 2024 season, Purdy shared that he wanted a drama-free negotiation that would be finalized prior to mandatory minicamp, which last year was between June 4th and June 6th. So technically that's the deadline that Purdy wants. Reasonable, I think, in my opinion. I don't think it's too optimistic. Lynch directly saying to you that I don't think that's impossible. Some people are twisting those words by saying, "Oh, I don't think you should be optimistic about the situation." People are twisting that, and I think it's not fair. He's saying, "I don't think it's too optimistic," as in, like, I don't think you're being crazy or blown out of proportion, like saying it's impossible that's going to happen. He's saying it's optimistic, like that's actually possible for this to get done by then. Lynch said, "I think I understand why Brock wants that, and we'd like that, very much so. We just got to find that right place for both sides, and I love nothing more for that to be the case." So they both want this to happen at a certain time, and John Lynch is saying it's not impossible for that to happen, especially considering they've gone through negotiations already. Well, they're currently going through negotiations right now. Lynch would not go into detail on any progress made with Purdy's representation while remaining consistent on his no guarantees message from the NFL scouting combine at the end of February. I think personally that was kind of like not really a slip up, but just saying, like, because he can't make guarantees. He cannot do that. He cannot say, "I guarantee this will get done. I guarantee we'll do this more," because that would mess with negotiations, and you'd be setting up the fan base and everybody else for failure if it doesn't happen, right? So I see where he came from with that kind of comment. I believe Brock wants to be with us. I believe that too. We want Brock to be with us, and so when that's the case, these things typically get done. So there's optimism, saying, "Hey, like if everything's going good." Lynch says, but this is where it gets kind of like where you're just like, "Why are you playing with my emotions, man?" Does it happen this offseason? I don't know. Hopefully it happens real soon this offseason. So he could be tugging at heartstrings, saying stuff like, "Does it happen? I don't know." But hopefully it happens real soon this offseason. I think that's the extent of getting into those things. But like I said, there's motivation on both sides, and that's always a good thing. Jumping into that, like just chewing on it, of things of that nature, believing that it sounds to me that they are optimistic, like this is going to get done. The notion of hopefully it happens real soon this offseason means they think it could happen before mandatory minicamp. He's telling you that there's a real possibility of that, but he's also trying to tell you that there's no promises by saying, "Does it happen this offseason? I don't know." But just to play with that idea, just to kind of play with the thought of potentially not signing him this year and just have him play on his rookie deal this year, last year of his rookie deal, that would be ridiculous. That would be stupid. I think doing that would hurt the relationship with Brock Purdy. That would hurt the trust with Brock Purdy. That would hurt the team winning games, because he's the quarterback, right? You need to have faith in him. You need to know you have faith in him. If you don't, that's going to hurt any player, whether you like it or not. If anything, he might go out there and ball out, but say, "Hey, either you give me a significantly better money than you were giving me last year by like 65, 70 million, or you get rid of me, or I'm going somewhere else." That's exactly what he could do. It's the worst case scenario, in my opinion, doing that. Now, according to Andrew Schultz, he says the negotiations are between $50 and $55 million. If the $45 million rumor was false, right, and they were leaning more towards 49, from what I heard, or 50 million. And if the negotiations are between both sides are the top part is 55 and the 49ers part is 50 million. If this doesn't get done by mandatory minicamp, I would be genuinely shocked. I was already shocked that it's not done by now. I'm already frustrated it's not done by now. I want this drama done. I'm sick and tired of hearing, "Oh, Brock Purdy's going to get traded to the Titans. Brock Purdy's going to get traded to the Giants for 3 first-round draft picks." All that clickbait content. Driving me nuts seeing it and having to let it go. It does sound to me John Lynch is trying to not give you guys hopes up, not like throw it out there like this is definitely going to happen. But based on that response, based on what I read, it sounds to me that he is optimistic, that he's open to the idea of like, "Hey, man, It's going great between us. The vibes are great. He wants to be here. I want him to be here. Saying things like, hopefully it happens real soon this offseason. I don't think if the negotiations were going really bad or they weren't even close, I don't think he would even say that. That wouldn't even cross his mind. Like, you have to look through the word salad here. And for him to say, does it happen this offseason? I don't know. It's no different than saying no guarantees. Like, he cannot say for sure these things are going to happen. You just can't do it. Some people are like twisting it, saying the comment of, I don't think it's too optimistic. The Brock Purdy thing saying, hey, I want to sign, before mandatory minicamp. People are twisting those words into saying, yeah, I don't think that's actually happening. I don't think that's optimistic. People are twisting into that. That's not what he's saying. He's saying it's actually possible. I mean, that is a deadline that I would have emotionally as a fan. Like, emotionally, I'm already drained from it. Like, just the Mac Jones signing, the $45 million disrespect thing, rumor thing, if it was true or not. But if it goes past mandatory minicamp, dear Lord, am I going to lose my shit? Dear Lord, am I going to snap? Because there's no reason for this to go any further than it actually is. If the negotiations are truly, if Andrew Schultz said what he says, who is an insider, if the negotiations are currently just between $5 million of $50 and $55 million right now, I'm confident. I'm confident this will get done. If those numbers are true and it drags past mandatory minicamp and you're penny pitching for $1 million, $2 million here and there for a starting quarterback who's been absolutely elite in playoff games, been reason why we won playoff games, and through 3 seasons has a 104 passer rating, and you're penny pitching for $1 or $2 million where your cap space is going to get higher in the future, the cap percentage that he takes now is going to be a lot lower in a year where you barely played any players, so you'll have more cap space to work with. Makes no sense to not pay this guy where Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love's getting paid that much money. The cap, if at the end of the day, Brock Purdy says $55 million a year, no matter what, you better do it. Give him that APY. That needs to happen. Now, maybe the guaranteed money is the issue because we don't know what's going on there. Guaranteed money is one of the most important parts because that tells you exactly how locked in Brock Purdy is. So maybe that's what's holding everything back. But if it's really just the APY number, that would drive me crazy. But if he wants Josh Allen guaranteed money for 4 or 5 years or whatever, 6 years, that's crazy to me. But if he wants a 3-year deal fully guaranteed, I wouldn't hate that because because what guaranteed money is, it just tells you how long a player is locked in for. And then the APY just tells you every single year how much he's going to get paid, like throughout that contract. So like, for example, if you paid him $55 million, $150 million, and the first 3 years are guaranteed, then the back end, the last 2 where he has no more guaranteed money, you can cut him and get off money and clear up your cap space with no dead money. The negotiations that's going on, just a quick recap. Brock Purdy says that he wants this done before mandatory minicamp, and John Lynch says, I don't think that's too optimistic. He thinks that's actually possible, and he says that hopefully that this gets done real soon this offseason, and it happens real soon this offseason, and I don't think he would say that if he didn't think that could happen, especially saying, I don't think it's too optimistic to say it's possible. And then the I don't know, does it have this offseason comment is no different than the no guarantees comment to me. It would go with what Kawakami said about the Brock Purdy contract, saying this probably won't get done until late May, which is just before mandatory minicamp. So that would also play into that as well. So it sounds like all signs are leading towards a late May signing. And it sounds to me there's no friction, there's no issues. It sounds like they're both having great conversations. It sounds like there's great motivation between both sides from his words. This is good news. At the same time, it's bad news because you're just like, sign our franchise quarterback already for frick's sakes, man. Like, it's just killing me. Emotional side of it is driving me, it's draining me, right? The logical side of me, I know why this is taking so long. My logical side will completely die off if this goes past mandatory minicamp because at that point now there's going to be friction and there's going to be problems. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like this video. Be sure to sub if you haven't subbed already. This is something I love to do, and I cannot do it without you. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments. All love, guys. Bang, bang, not a gang, baby.